Welcome to Artrageous with Nate and the artists in your backyard. Today, we're in Chicago, Illinois to overview some amazing artists. You're gonna get to meet some artists who do everything from painting to collage to sculpture. Let's go see who's working in your backyard. Follow me. We're here on the west side of Chicago to see Benard. Benard is a sculpture artist. He makes everything from small scale to giant scale. Let's go check out his space.
I started doing art in grade school, drawing from comic books. I studied painting. My degrees are in painting and drawing. But I started making sculpture after graduate school. So I really kind of introduced that to my practice after finishing school. I think of what I'm doing now really as kind of experimenting in the same way that scientists do in laboratories. You know, they don't always know what they're going to get at the end of an experiment.
So what are we looking at here as far as what you're creating?
Well, for me, this is the laboratory.
Yeah.
This is where I do my experiments, my research.
Sure.
And come up with my discoveries, you might say. A lot of what's happening now in my studio is a lot of experimentation and a lot of work with found objects and a lot of work with new materials that I haven't used before. Again, these were found objects, broken bottle tops, toy parts.
Yeah.
This one actually moves.
Oh, there you go.
Stuff I get at the thrift store. Tools, that was a screwdriver. Knives. Part of a comb over here.
It's just neat seeing, I mean, like you're talking about, where you're finding kind of, you know, the materials or the inspiration is, you know, half the time we'd walk, you know, just walk right by half this stuff and not know what to do with it, but it's cool, and that's just like a glimpse into your process of like, you see something there that nobody else is seeing. As a creator and that whole process, you know, that's really evolved over a long period of time for me personally as an artist. You know, initially I was very interested in drawing and you know, kind of representing things in the world. But over time, you know, as I kind of explore what it means to be an artist and what kind of things other artists are doing, I think my interest really expanded beyond just representation. And I think I've really become very much interested in really connecting with the world around me and the things I see out in the world. I'm always looking for something that doesn't cost me a whole lot of money and I can kind of acquire without too much difficulty. So I've worked with broken glass, again, cardboard, paper. I think really you can start by just kind of looking around you and you know, grabbing things that are available. Benard's work was so interesting. I love how he has small sculptures all the way to big ones. What we're gonna work with is one of his ideas using the foam ball. Let's take a look at what we're gonna need. The first thing we're gonna need is a foam ball. I picked this up at a local store. It was pretty inexpensive, only a couple bucks. The next thing I did have laying around are these popsicle sticks that connect to each other. I've got an idea for these. Next, I found some stuff in my garage, some odds and ends, some doorknobs, I got some screws and some bolts. And the first thing we're gonna use, which you're gonna need, is some sort of paint. I wanna cover this first and then start designing. Let's get started. I chose a pretty bright color, which is one thing I loved about Benard's work. Now that the paint's dry, I'm gonna go ahead and start the next step. I'm thinking I want to make this kind of look like a person or an alien. So I'm actually going to use these as part of the legs. The next thing I'm going to do is start building together with these popsicle sticks. Now you could glue them together, but honestly they hold together pretty well on their own. I don't know about you, but I think what I'm creating looks pretty cool and it looks like crazy hair. Even though it looks like I'm just jabbing stuff in everywhere, I'm trying to think of how to balance it. So if something's over here, I want to make something over here to make it balanced. And maybe if I wanted this to look more like alien-like or animal-like, I could use these as kind of like eyes. I'm gonna stop for now, but I gotta admit, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I can see why Benard really likes taking these found objects and making something pretty cool. Until next time, remember, be creative, be innovative, and be artrageous.